everybody, it's your Indian Cine-MANIAC back with another 10ish minute review. And on this one, we're going back to the movies that didn't make the viewer wheel. Yeah, not the ones that are on the wheel. We're still doing those. We're spreading them out on the big show. In fact, I just want to let you know the next film we're going to do, which will probably be 2 weeks from now, is My Name is Khan, starring Shah Rukh Khan. You guys have all been recommending that film. We're finally going to get to watch it. But since we're spreading them out over there, I've got 3 movies lined up for a 10ish minute review. Okay. So this one is Ondu, Motteya, Kathe, or The Story of an Egg, which came out in 2017. This was recommended by one of our viewers, Avid Watcher 70. And this was his write-up. I'm saying his. I assume it's a he. It could be a she. I'm not sure. But this is what they wrote to recommend this movie. Posed with this challenge, the movie explores the troubles and situations as he navigates and learns from the struggles to put himself out there, while reflecting on his inner self as a bald guy and his perception as one in the world. As bald men are often made a butt of jokes, even by friends and family. All of this explored in a funny film with characters we find everyday life that's got the genuine feel like from the movie Lunchbox and the situations and conflicts from it that are universal. So that's not a bad little pitch right there. In essence, this movie is about the trials and tribulations of a bald guy. Now, this would probably been more appropriate for my brother Ralph to watch it because he's, follically challenged. I'm getting there. I have to admit that. Okay. But I'm not sure how I feel about this film. Wait a minute. I got to give you some of the basics. It was written and directed. In fact, the directorial debut of Raj B. Shetty, who also played the lead character, which, what the hell was his name? Sorry about this, guys. I'm trying to, Rock. No, that's not him. No. Okay. Whatever his character was. It's set in, and I know I'm not going to pronounce this right. And by the way, some of you, in good fun, have been giving me a hard time about the mispronunciations of the names. I do the best I can, and it's hit or miss. I apologize for that. I'm certainly mean no disrespect whatsoever. But it's set in Canada. And it's also set in Mango. I guess I'm not sure if Canada is the language or what. And it's in Mangalore, which I don't think I've seen in any movies. Maybe I have. I don't recall it. So it starts off with a dedication to Dr. Raj Kumar, and he is a presence throughout this entire film. So of course, I had to do a little research on Raj Kumar because I didn't know what all the hype was about him. He was a former child star. He is described as having a magnificent singing voice. So I assume that the songs that play throughout this film is him singing it. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's made over 200 Kannada language movies in over 50 years, and fans refer to him as Anavaru. And this movie he kind of uses Raj Kumar as guidance, as a philosophy between the movies, the songs, and the photo that they keep referring to. And basically, this is about a lecturer, a Canada, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, a lecturer who lives at home with his parents in Mangalore. He's awkward and bald. Now, I guess my first question is, because this film, there's a lot of abuse of bald people. Now, I know in India, one of the things that the Indian people, especially the males, are known for is their magnificent hair. I'm very jealous of that. The flowing jet black hair. I also understand that India invented shampoo, which makes sense. But having said that, is this really a thing? Now, I know this was 2017, but is it really that if someone is bald, they are thought of as less attractive because of it? Because it seems to me that everybody's shaving their head now when they start to lose their hair because it's a better look than the comb over, as we like to call it. So is that real? Because that did kind of surprise me. But the story is really about, as far as I can tell, about finding love and looking past somebody's physical traits to find that love. So, I mean, I can't really relate to this because I'm beautiful on the inside and the outside. At least that's what my wife says. Oh, excuse me for that. Um, so that's really what it's about. And he's trying to find somebody. And it even starts off with a scene. And again, is this still true today in the Indian culture? The arranged marriages, is that still a thing too? Because in this, the parents arrange a marriage, and the girl is adorable, and they meet for the first time, and she's kind of looking down, and he's there with the parents and the mother. Excuse me, the parents and the brother. She finally looks up at him, and is completely turned off by him being bald. Hence the name Egghead, by the way, which was also a villain in Batman played by Vincent Price, just in case you didn't know. And she ends up kind of being attracted to the brother. And that's really the gist of this. And this happens over and over again with this poor guy. He's made fun of by the college kids at the school he works at. He's got the hots for this one teacher who is, I don't know who she is. Did I, you know what? Now that I say that, I didn't mention the cast, did I? Frankly, I didn't know any of them. So it starred Shetty, Prakash, Thomind, Usha Bandari, and Deepak Rai Panajay. I've never seen any of these, but the young girl who played the fellow teacher that he was in love with was just adorable, beautiful. And he falls in love with her, and he's very awkward, and he's got a buddy who's married, who's trying to help him. And he writes a letter. It's a funny scene. He writes a letter, and it's very, I don't know, technical, clinical, a love letter, but it doesn't work. Well, now that he's ready to profess his love to her, a new English lecturer comes in. And that scene's really funny. The way this guy enters, there's this driving music as he's walking. You only see him from the back. And he walks into the room. Now the camera finally shows him. And all the ladies are like, oh, he's a good looking guy. Now he knows the ball guy. He's got no shot, right? So a little, this actually felt to me, I don't even know, because it's maybe, have you ever seen the film Napoleon Dynamite? That's kind of the vibe I got from this at the beginning with his character. Really awkward, overbite, kind of mouth open. He was okay as an actor. He wasn't great. I mean, he definitely fit the awkward role, but I wasn't overly impressed with his acting. As a directorial debut, pretty good. And then they do the first musical number, which is done, it looks like a music video, and it's done by the Baldies. So they're singing about how tough it is to be bald. So that's kind of funny. So then he, there's this one girl who's waiting for him outside the school, and she makes eye contact with him like 3 days in a row, and he is she looking at me? Is she looking at me? Finally, he connects with her, and she's adorable, good looking woman. And they go out, they do shopping, and they really seem to be getting along. And he finally admits, yeah, this is the one. This is the one I'm going to marry. Well, it turns out that she is someone who works for a hair restoration place. So he walks into this meeting place. He's supposed to meet her, and there's a bunch of bald guys there. Now she does her pitch for hair replacement. And the only thing I didn't like, it seemed like she invested a lot of time in one person to get him to go to this hair replacement seminar. But the other thing I didn't like was you never saw her again. So there was no no repercussions for what she did. And sometimes you want them to get their just rewards. So now he's just losing it, right? So he reaches out to an old friend, and Facebook and social media plays a big part of this film. And he texts her with a and his profile picture is that of Raj Kumar. In her profile pic, I think it was Aisha. Is that her name? Aisha. No, Ashwara Rai Bachchan. I think that's who that was. So now they hook up. They haven't seen each other for a long time. So the first thing they each say about each other is he says she's fat and she says he's an egghead, bald. Now, she wasn't thin, but I don't know if I'd call her fat. I thought that was kind of I don't know. Anyway, so they realize they don't want to be with each other at that moment, so they're just going to be friends. Well, from that point, it goes from just wanting to be friends to she's all in because she met the family, she loves the family. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He just wants to be friends. But she's calling him all the time, aggravating him. And then he finds out that the girl that he had the hots for earlier, the teacher, who started a relationship with that good looking guy, well, he ended up being married. Now she wants to hook up with him, and he completely blows her off. So he goes to an astrologer, says, "Look, they're going to come to you and say me and my friend need to be together. I don't want that. We don't love each other. It's not going to work." So the astrologer says he's going to play along, and then he ends up not playing along, and I'm leaving big plot threads out, but I'm just so he ends up breaking up with her, and she's devastated, right? She's devastated because she really did fall in love with him, and he, through the course of it, realizes because what he finds out, his friend who talks about his wife, the one who's been married for 4 years, talks about how good they are together. And it's the argument of, are you attracted to someone's inner beauty or outer beauty? That's again the whole point of the movie. Well, then you come to find out he goes to have dinner with him and his wife. His wife is mute, cannot speak. So the message is not perfect because she can't speak, but it doesn't take away from the love that he has for his wife because she listens and he listens. And that's when he comes to realize what a mistake he's made, and he wants to turn it around. And that's kind of how it ties. So it's got a happy ending to it. Um, so a couple of questions. Puja. They say at one point they have to do a puja. What is that? And two, there's a whole thing in there about matching horoscopes. Is that a thing in India too? Like when you want to be involved with somebody, you match horoscopes. Is that a thing? Um, okay, a couple other things. All the songs in this film, when they weren't Raj Kumar, were like so on point to the emotion of a scene, like even more than I've seen in most films. Um, and my other thing about Raj Shetty, he really basically had one expression the whole film. That was the expression the whole film. Now I know that this was remade, a Malayalam version in 2019. I don't know who was in it, but I have to believe that he was probably a little better than this guy. And again, I'm not knocking him. He wrote it, he directed it, he starred in it. All kudos, but he was all right. Um, I think I think this movie. I think what bothered me about this movie, and I'm giving it 3 Ladoos because it did keep my interest, even though the things I didn't like about it. But I think what I really didn't like about it was how nasty everybody was to each other, including the lead character. He was nasty. I mean, he's being discriminated for being bald, but he was really mean with the girl who someone called Stout, and he was embarrassed to be even considered being with her because of her weight. And after someone who the whole movie was whining about being called an egghead, I don't know. It just seemed kind of mean, kind of nasty. Everybody was kind of nasty in it, except the mother. I like the mother. His mother was kind of funny and only wanted the best for him. But I'm going to give it 3 Ledoux. Okay. It may be maybe if I was more bald, I could sympathize more. But 3 Ledoux isn't bad. So thank you for that one, Avid Watcher 70. Okay, so listen, I'm going again to the viewer alternate wheel, and the next film, and some of you aren't going to like this because some of you had some nasty things to say about this movie. I'm going to watch Tanajani, the Unsung Warrior, 2020, starring Ajay Devgan and Saif Ali Khan. Um, so I'm going to watch that next, and let you know what I think about that. And that's it. That's my 10ish-minute review. Check it out. If you're bald, check it out. If you've got a nice thick head of hair, check it out. Maybe you'll appreciate your hair even more. I don't know. And while you're at it, you might as well, what the heck? You might as well subscribe, hit the notification button, smash that like button. And if you get a chance, just for the heck of it, just share it. Okay? Just share it. Okay, that's it. So I'm gonna do 3 of these pretty quickly, so they'll be coming out probably all 3 by Sunday. So keep an eye out for that, okay? And remember, the next one we're going to do on the big show is My Name is Khan. So that's going to be the next one. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon on another 10ish minute.